Hello Internet, this is Scott with Scott's Garage, and today I am privileged to be working on my 2012 Ford Fusion Hybrid. And today I will be replacing the Strut Assembly with this brand new one, and I've chosen to get a complete strut assembly. It comes preloaded, so everything's new on this strut, including the strut cap and the spring and everything else. And so I'll walk you through it. Please note that I've raised the vehicle. Not only have I raised it with a floor jack, but I've replaced the floor jack with not just one, but two jack stands. Safety first. You cannot use too many jack stands. These are very substantial jack stands. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to loosen the bottom of what's called the Pickle Fork. So there's a bolt that goes through here, and I will take that off. Then I'll take the bolt off that's right up here, and once I do that, I'm going to come up here and I'll take off the nuts for the strut cap. Something else, this is the brake line, and there's a bracket right here. We're going to remove this bracket and just safely pull the brake line to the side. Basically, once I loosen the strut, it'll come out at an angle like so, and I just don't want anything to interfere with the brake line. And this little bolt is a 10 millimeter. Okay, so I'm taking the bolt that's holding the Pickle Fork on, and you loosen it from the front end, and it is a 15 millimeter. Okay, you also need to remove the link for the sway bar, and this is a 14 millimeter. So there's a nut here and a nut down there. This might spin on the back side, and if so, you just have to get a locking wrench on the back end so it doesn't move. So also on the top end, the strut cap, the nuts here, those are also 14 millimeter. Okay, I got the Pickle Fork off, and it just came loose. I tapped a little bit with a hammer, and it came off the base here. The top is loose. So it gets to this point where it gets kind of tight, and this is where, again, you want to make sure the brake line is free. And then I can't film and do it at the same time, but what I'll do is just very carefully just kind of twist it, and it'll come out right through here. Okay, I'm about to put the new strut assembly in. A couple things about struts. One of them is that this particular one, you see this little notch right here. It's important that that faces the outside of the vehicle. It'll fit into the fork assembly. It'd be a nice tight fit. Otherwise, it just won't work. You have to do it that way. But something else, these come preloaded, these struts, and this warning label, take it seriously. You don't want to remove the strut cap. You can take these nuts off here, that's fine. But underneath here, I'll remove it right now. Is this little nut here. And I have done this before. You need to do it safely, have clamps, and you compress the spring. If you don't, really, you can seriously injure yourself if you remove this nut. Just don't underestimate the potential power of a loaded spring. So I don't mess with it. I found in the past that I've replaced struts and try to save money and not replace the spring or the strut cap, and the problem ended up being the strut cap. So it's just like, why bother? Time is money as well. That's why I replaced the entire assembly. And what I'll do now is I'll take this strut and I'll just going to same way the old one came out, just from an angle behind the brake line, and just put it up in there, and I'll get it up in place, and then I'll mess with the fork down here and connect it and go from there. All right, I got the strut back in place. I don't have the nuts tightened on the strut cap or the big bolt in the bottom yet, because now I want to put on the link to the sway bar, and I want a little bit of play for that. It's pretty simple how this goes on, and a couple things here because of the nature of it. These can spin, And so I have the nut here, and just note that there's also a place here, so if it spins you can't tighten the nut, just put an open end on the inside there. Okay, the strut assembly went in just as I thought it would. I've tightened everything up now, so the strut cap nuts, 14 millimeter by the way, and down here the main bolt, I had to use a combination of socket and then a wrench in the backside for the nut. They're different sizes, by the way. I think there are 15 millimeter and 17 millimeter. I have the linkage there for the sway bar, and that's all tight as well. And now I just have to put the wheel on and take it off the jack stands, and we should be good to go. Hey, thanks for coming to my channel and watching this video. If you like the video, please hit like. It costs you nothing but is of great value to me. I am not a professional. I'm simply a backyard mechanic. This literally is my garage, and I do this in my off time. Please also consider subscribing to Scott's Garage. Hit the bell notification. Also, there is a referral link below to the Brave browser. I heard about it several months ago, and I finally downloaded it, followed a referral link a couple months ago. Absolutely love it. It's very safe, very secure. It's an up-and-coming browser. And if you're curious, click on the link below and give it a try. Have a great day.